We all know that Paul McCartney was a key part of one of the most important bands of all time, but we also know that by the end of 1967, the relationship of the Beatles had grown tense and disagreements seemed to be a norm in the recording sessions. Paul was constantly trying to convince the band that going back to live performances would be good for their chemistry, and felt like he was the only Beatle that wanted to keep the band going. So it would be natural to think that after such a troublesome time, Paul would feel liberated once the band broke up. I mean, George and John seemed to be happier than ever in the early 70s, so in Paul's case, something similar would happen. But that wasn't the case at all. Matter of fact, Paul was so depressed that he retired to his farm in Scotland to think about his future, and believe it or not, music wasn't a part of it. It was only thanks to his wife Linda that Paul's flame was reignited, resulting in his 1970 self-titled debut. But even though he liked the album, he wasn't enjoying doing it all on his own. He also wanted to include Linda a bit more in his music and wanted to go back to touring. Basically, Paul needed a band, so along with his wife Linda, Moody Blues guitarist Danny Lane, and session drummer Danny Sywell, he formed the band Wings. In this new band, he was still in charge of most of the writing and a really big chunk of the instrumentation, but Wings allowed McCartney's creativity to roam free, resulting in some of his best albums, the most successful tour of his career, and multiple #1 hits.